People of Earth, how are you? My name is Al. Across the table from me is my friend Joe. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Al. How you doing, baby?
Good, man. Together we got a little something called Kinda Right.
Oh, did you want me to say kind of right?
Nope, I forgot what it was for a second.
You having a fucking brain snap?
Yeah, I had a little brain fart. We had a good time with our friend Scott the other night. We were just chatting about that. And the fun thing about, I always say about this, and it's directly, yes, ripped off from the great one himself, Howard Stern. You got to have diarrhea in the mouth if you're going to try to do this, and Scott just fucking does.
We almost had a bona fide lunatic come in, but...
Oh, another one?
Tonight, yes.
Maybe next time.
Gussie.
Yeah.
But Gussie might come in.
That would be great, man.
Yes.
That sounds like a fucking ball, actually.
He just has to talk. And
he's an interesting character.
Once his voice is heard...
You know, if you kind of...
He doesn't even need a microphone.
If you kind of squint and go like this, him and Scott look kind of alike.
Well, they're both Portuguese. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Maybe it does.
Is that racist?
It's not racist. How can it be? Portuguese isn't a race. It's an ethnicity. It's a fucking language. That's all it is. Portuguese is a language.
You know,
They both descend from people who spoke Portuguese. Language is culture.
I thought about Portugal after Scott was here.
Yeah.
And I didn't look anything up. But now Portugal is this strip of land along the southern coast of Spain, right? Isn't that right?
It's
just a tiny little country.
It's fairly small. I'm going to say, like every other country in Europe, it's about as big as Pennsylvania or something.
It's a small country.
It's not that big.
And
a lot of people live there.
It's attached to Spain. They got a shitload of they have a shitload of waterfront land in Portugal. Meaning it doesn't have a little tiny port and then a big, snot-shaped country with a little tiny port down.
Well, it had...
And you would think, what I'm getting at, is the Portuguese must be one hell of a people, because not only are they still there, you would think the Spanish would have kicked them the fuck off, or the French would have beat them out, or the English or somebody. But they were also colonialists.
Yeah, they were colonialists as well.
They colonized Brazil, which is the biggest country in South America.
If you do a little research, the geography of their coast is very conducive to having a large fucking fleet.
Well, of course.
And trade and all that shit. It's not a beat. It's not like fucking northern Europe where the fucking North Sea just pounds on the fucking coast of all those places.
Well, they're in the,
It's pretty calm.
They're not on the Mediterranean. I don't know.
No, they're on the,
they're on the Atlantic,
it's
but
the Atlantic.
Still,
yeah.
It's warm. Relatively warm.
Yeah, it's warm and it's nice, and they got, not all that rocky
but
a fucking
industrious
seacoast.
People. All the Portuguese I ever knew work like dogs. Although, have you ever heard the term?
And they're
work
all
like
neat
a dog?
freaks. They're all neat freaks. It's fucking bizarre.
Neat.
Oh, neat.
And being neat's a good thing.
And with the fucking brick houses.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hard-working people.
Speaking of Portuguese, I was going to get to this anyway, so it's kind of a nice little fucking segue. The president announced some more tariffs, and as you know, we had the tariffs on the steel there. My Portuguese boss is very, very, very into Trump. He loves him. He's even got one of them red hats that say "Make America Great Again." Not that he wears.
Oh, does he really?
He loves Trump, but he's scratching.
He even got the hat.
He's scratching his head on the steel thing because it directly affects his bottom line, like immediately. And he can't,
because he buys those steel studs,
and he bids on these jobs that you may or may not get, and he don't know what steel's going to cost in 3 months. It could be 40% more. That's fucking, you know what I mean?
It's a double-edged sword, Al.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I know. It's just interesting to see it affect that close, you know what I mean?
On one hand, let the country sell you all the steel they want, made by slaves,
right,
for as cheap as they want.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if you don't have a steel industry in your country, it's very hard to make any kind of ships or war machines, which is the argument.
Right.
Which is probably perpetrated by the, the military-industrial complex, which Eisenhower was completely right about warning us about, because they're very happy right now because we have a war on terrorism. Finally, we have a war against something that's not a country.
Right.
So we can stay bombing the shit out of people forever. This war could last.
It's a fairly fairly intangible fucking
As long as there's people out there that say "fuck the United States,"
hey, whatever, man.
We'll redefine terrorists.
It's good to be the king, man. It's good to be the boss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Number 1, top of the food chain, United States of America.
Yeah, it's just getting it's getting old building shit that we hope we never have to use.
But you know what I'm saying?
A lot of brain power and a lot of money building shit that nobody ever really wants to use. So, if you're a lunatic.
We have the greatest society in the history of mankind, and we are lucky enough to be part of it right now. I'm sure there'll be a greater one one day.
I think the Romans were a better society.
I don't.
Yeah, they were for their time. I think so.
Oh,
they lasted 500 years. Let's see if we last 500 years.
Well,
we won't be around.
We're 200 and a half in, right? Something 240, something like that.
Yeah, we're halfway there. I think 1776.
There'll be a United States of America in 260 years.
250.
There'll be a United States of America in 260 years. And it'll probably look a lot like it looks right now. There's not going to be like 58 states. There's going to be probably 50 states. Maybe Puerto Rico by then in 250 years. Maybe.
I don't think the whole world's going to blow up. But
no.
I think it's going to be interesting what happens. One of the things I wanted to talk about, and it just wasn't going to happen last week, was I watched a couple documentaries, because I don't read anything, on cold fusion. Now, I thought cold fusion was just all bullshit. But apparently, there's been kind of like not to be making a pun here. There's been a hot and cold. The physicists and electrochemists run hot and cold on cold fusion. So this was about two guys back in 1989 named Stanley Pons and Martin Fleischman at the University of Utah. And they did one of those announcements when you've discovered something.
Yeah.
And it was done reluctantly. Pons didn't want anything to do with going to any kind of a press conference ever, no matter what they discovered. And Fleischman, who was a more media savvy scientist than Pons, he was very reluctant to go because they hadn't. The problem is they were able to. Cold fusion is basically where you could fuse or any kind of fusion, because they were working on a. When I say we, the United States and several other countries, kind of like the CERN super collider in Europe, we're working on a tokamak reactor, and it's either many billions, if not tens of billions, by the time it's done, and that's hot fusion. The sun is a fusion reactor, not a fission.
Yeah.
Do you understand the difference?
Of course.
Or should I explain to our folks?
I think that if you
guys
understand
understand
the difference between fission and fusion, you can do it in 30 words.
Well, fission is what we have in our nuclear power plants, and
splitting shit apart.
Right. So you basically we're splitting atoms, releasing neutrons and energy.
Fusion is when shit collides together.
Yes. So in this cold fusion thing, the reaction is between heavy water or deuterium and a palladium cathode. And the problem was that they couldn't do it consistently. So they were basically and physicists, this is why I say, you got to be careful about this global warming shit, because physicists aren't all these people that are all, they don't care about ego or anything like that, and they're all just in it for the science. And these people are fucking as greedy and as fucking insane and as biased as anybody else, and power hungry, and so they were eviscerated. But many people after the fact, even people that were, totally saying this was fucking, this was just all bullshit, they never did it, were able to recreate what they did. And essentially what they did is what nobody has been able to do with hot fusion or cold fusion has been to get more energy out than they put in.
Okay.
And that's the goal, is to, you start a reaction and you get more energy out than you get in. And Martin Fleischmann, who was the head, there was, like I said, Stanley Pons, Pons, and Martin Fleischmann. Fleischmann said, we wish we never called it fusion because we don't really know if it was fusion. But they got more energy out than they put in. And I never knew this. I always thought fusion was a fucking dud. And the only chance of fusion is, you need 150 million degrees to create fusion and hot fusion, which is like the temperature of the center of the sun. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Well, sure.
And so you have to suspend plasma in a magnetic field because you can't have 150 million degrees touching anything because there's nothing that can withstand, that kind of heat. And then you got to try to fuse shit together and, So it was pretty interesting, and it's pretty interesting that it's not being... Like, why isn't the government putting a lot of money into this? And you got to believe
into what those two guys did in particular, you're saying?
Well, I mean, shit, if they got more energy out, why wouldn't we be exploring this? And this gets back to, is it a conspiracy? Is the government saying, well, we're never going to do that as long as we're taking money from oil companies? You know what I mean? I mean, I understand. I'm not naive. I understand that, the fossil fuel companies want to stay in business for as long as they can. But Jesus, you would think that you would take, if you're a fossil fuel company or an energy company, you would quietly and, if this is for real, see if you can fucking get this to work.
Yeah. Well, then you got to have some idea. You're asking the question, but what do you think?
I don't honestly. I
Truly
don't know.
stymied?
I don't know if
Put
it's
enough thought into it.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Not at all.
So I find it hard to believe that there's a conspiracy to. Conspiracy conjures up like, you're doing something nefarious and behind closed doors and you're trying to keep it from people. I just think there's...
What was the setting that...
Nobody will fund the fucking thing.
What was the setting that they pulled that off in?
In a lab.
Just in a lab?
Yeah. They'd worked on it for 5 years. And I probably should have wrote down the name of the documentary, huh? Well, you can find it.
Is how they pulled it off necessarily translatable into anything the government needs other than weapons? Or are you talking about fuel to make tanks go? And
we're talking
cars
about
and
free energy.
Houses, free
energy from water.
I understand what you're saying.
Free energy forever.
But to make the apparatus to make that happen... Well, that would be like a whole little new industry in itself.
Free energy.
And put a lot of people to work, too.
Put a lot of people out of work as well.
But you still got to build...
Imagine if you never had to pay for energy.
Yeah.
If you never had to worry about heating your house.
Right.
Or running your car. You could run 50 million miles on your car on 3 gallons of water.
The question is not only why isn't the government jumped on it, why isn't any mega... fucking rich guy trying to develop something that can make it go.
It's a good
or
question.
Sell on a consumer level, not at a government level. You know what I mean? So maybe
could be all bullshit.
What I'm saying is it's not necessarily bullshit, but in order to produce enough free energy, you got to build whatever you got to do to make that shit happen on a huge worldwide level.
It's definitely
Maybe it's not.
It's definitely it was in the lab, but we're talking about 1989. You know what I mean? So we're talking about, is that 30 years ago?
It's pretty fucking close, man. It's
so
like
30 years
years
ago, two dudes, and now, like I said, now maybe this is complete bullshit, and nobody's ever reproduced, but there were several serious-looking people of the electrochemical engineer, physicist type people that said, "Yeah, 3 out of 10 times I'm able to recreate this fucking scenario."
Yeah,
where there's measurably more energy than I put in. So I don't understand. No, I don't understand. If you're Bill Gates, why wouldn't you be all over
that's what
this?
I'm saying. Or
if you're a real humanitarian,
slim fucking Carlos, whatever the fuck.
I do believe that the energy companies would kill you if you ever found free energy, and you could make it so that you're like 10 years away from being able to put it on a shelf and say, "Here's the Everlast battery, and we're not fucking around."
Yeah.
Put in 3 droplets of water, and this fucker will run forever.
Somehow I think it's got to be a plant like we have now that still sends the shit here. It's not in your house.
I don't know. That gets out.
The houses are still going to look the same, but the plant where the energy is being made or whatever is going to be different. But it's still going to be along the same electricity
I don't know.
lines.
We're talking about like a thing the size of a 1 liter bottle.
Yeah, I understand.
But and didn't generate a shitload of energy.
That's what
either.
I'm saying.
It just made more energy.
I got you. But in order for it to power a fucking house or a neighborhood.
No, understood. I mean,
you know what I mean?
This needs some serious. But there's not a lot of. They're spending billions on this project in Europe.
Yeah.
And it's Tokamak. Tokamak, I think.
Yeah.
It's a Soviet. There was a Soviet physicist that designed it, and he was able to get closer than anybody else, and it's the best. There's also an American that designed something called I forget the name of it now. A Stel something, and it's kind of a twisted fucking thing wrapped in magnets. I mean, this thing is huge that they're making.
Right.
Huge. And they believe that they're going to be able to generate more power than they put in with this thing. They just believe they've never had anything big enough. So finally they've got...
It's just the thing where they send the thing all the way around and something else the other way and they crash into each other?
No, that's already built. That's CERN, which... That's a French acronym, I believe. CERN. Yeah. So I have,
Right. Eaters. Are nice.
Yeah, there you go. But no, this is a totally separate thing in the same kind of, it's being done in the same vein as CERN.
Yeah.
Meaning it's a group of countries.
It's a multinational fucking thing.
Like everybody's involved.
On a big scale and a lot of money.
And they're having a shitload of,
Are there public funds involved in that? Do you know?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, look, if that works, great. Because once again, it's free energy. But the cold fusion thing just seems like, if they could work on that, if there's any merit to it.
Yeah.
Then, why wouldn't you work on that instead? Because it involves so much, no matter whether it's a plant thing or something you can put in a furnace-sized thing you can put in your house. I don't think you're going to be able to generate 150 million degrees easy and stick it in your living room.
What do you think those guys are working on now? Do you have any idea?
I think Fleischmann is dead.
Okay.
And Pons left the United States permanently.
Okay.
Shortly after this incident, he never wanted anything to do.
See, that right there is fishy. That's fishy.
Well, he was so disgusted with how fucking vicious these other scientists were.
Right.
And this is why you got to be careful about this whole fucking, Yeah, 99% of the scientists all agree on the climate change. Yeah, but what do they agree on? Do they all agree that it's getting warmer? Yes. Do they all agree on how warm it's going to get when? Not a fucking chance.
Right.
Not a fucking chance that there's 5% of them that agree on how warm it's going to get and when that's going to happen. They have no fucking clue.
And of course they don't, because it's a dynamic system.
So is it getting warmer? Yes.
Yeah, and here's why. Because this.
Do they know anything after that?
Right.
Not a fucking thing.
And you can pretty much. I'm not a denier, as you know, of climate change and global warming and all that.
Me neither.
But there's still this thing called the natural cycle of things that you can't fucking figure out. There's still the chaos theory. They can't predict anything.
And if you want to believe, like this Bill McKibben, who's, I believe, because if Bill ever listens to this show, I believe Bill is one of the guys that is, we need to use 20% of the fossil fuels that we're using right now in 10 years or 20 years. And it's never going to happen.
Well, no,
never.
Not while China is building thousands of fucking new coal plants,
Literally, and not in China.
I don't even know.
Only
I'm just
700 in China.
That's enough. 700 or 2,000. What's the difference?
Are slated worldwide.
Yeah,
Although
yeah.
I did
I
see
thought it was
another
1,600
number that
China.
was 2,000.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking
So
about.
if they're going to build, in all
It's
these
a lot of
countries,
coal plants, man.
It's so funny. Now, Trump dumped out of this Paris Accord, which everybody's, gives all the haters, more ammo to hate him. But all the other countries are quietly like, yeah, we're going to do our best.
Yeah,
and
right.
They're like fucking building 87 coal plants. Even Germany.
I was going to say, even those guys in Western Europe who signed it are fucking guilty also. You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck yeah. Germany had the most solar capacity of any country.
I'll believe it.
And they had this huge program, and it was subsidized so that you basically can, put the shit on your house for free.
Yeah.
Where in the U.S., I hope it's still going on because I gotta deduct some of my solar array, but it's 30%.
You'll probably get to deduct about $480.
No, it was 30%. It was a 30% tax credit. So
Right off the fucking bottom line?
Right off the bottom line.
Wow.
So you spend $50,000, you got $15,000 that you can take right off the bottom. Is that right? Is that 30%? Roughly. If you spend $100,000, you get $30,000. Yeah, there you go. So it must be $15,000 at 50, right? So at any rate, and you take it right off the bottom line of you. So it's a really good incentive. But in Germany, I believe it was crazy. It was almost, they pay you to put it on your roof. And they've kind of given that up after 2008, the old downturn. So, I don't know. Hey, while you're up over there, Al,
All right.
I need a little of both.
Okay, man.
So at any rate, I thought if you're interested in this, I believe it was it was a documentary on Amazon. But I'm sure you can type in Martin Fleischman, Stanley Pons, Cold Fusion. Well, you know what? You type in Cold Fusion and you get all this fucking workout shit. I guess there's something called Cold Fusion. Some stupid fucking CrossFit deal.
I'm sure my wife's trying it. She does all these wacky classes and stuff now. It's pretty funny.
You stick your balls in nitrogen or some fucking thing like that.
I'll tell you what, man. The fucking fashion craze is still going on 40 years later. The fashion craze? The fitness craze, sorry.
Yeah.
I never got into any system. I just knew how to do it when I do it. But for me, it's all or nothing. I kind of understand why they go balls to the wall for a half hour. Because, first of all, who's got all that extra time? You know what I mean? That's why they come up with all these crazy half-hour workouts. People are so fucking busy.
Yeah, but
You know?
they have these... They have 30-year-olds getting hip replacements now.
Well, you know
Did we
what?
talk about that?
No, but it's interesting you said that. I'm finding more and more of our peers are getting hip and knees already, and I'm like, Jesus
No,
Christ.
there's people that are fucking wearing their body out because they're doing this insane.
Oh, I don't know about that. Right?
No,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
this
yeah.
ins-
Oh, because of
no,
the
I'm
exercise.
not talking about because they're fat. I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about because they're doing this crazy exercise shit.
That's nice,
Where
Joe.
they got-
First, you questioned whether I knew the difference between fission and fusion. Thanks, by the way. And then you call me fat again. I'd like to
No,
say my
I-
feelings are hurt, but they're not.
I didn't call you fat. There was an
know
insinuation
that
probably in there.
Our 3 or 4 fans out there think you're picking on me. They're like, wait, Joe doesn't think Al knows the difference between fission and fusion. You know what I mean?
There's probably a lot of people that don't know,
No, I know.
and that's okay.
Do you think
don't have to know
Donald
everything.
Trump knows the difference between fission
Not
and
a
fusion?
fucking
Not a
chance.
fucking chance in hell. And we love him.
Not a fucking chance.
The bosses, we already talked about the boss a little bit. And by the way, this is why we have this show, to talk about Donald Trump. So I'm going to talk about Donald for a little while. Fucking, you see his Russia lawyer quit today.
Already?
Quit today. Oops. That's all right. He'll be
Really?
fine. Yeah, he quit. And he's not, he says, I love Don. He says, I love the president. It's time for me to go.
Who is he? Was it a big DC
And
firm?
it's not anyone I recognized. I'm thinking it's a New York guy. It's not a DC guy.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Did he say why?
He wouldn't give a reason why, but everyone's speculating. He denied reasons why when he was asked specific questions, but he just
I think Trump probably needs one.
a Washington guy.
Yeah, like Bennett.
Yeah.
Who's that? There's Bob Bennett, who is the right
How about
wing.
David Boyce or fucking
Is that
Ted whatever the fuck his face
actually? You
is.
know what? I saw Ted Olson's name on the crawl, and I forget what it said. It had something to do with Trump and Ted Olson.
Well, maybe
Now,
that
it didn't. I don't
was
think
that
it
today.
said- No, it
I was
was,
going to say that would be an
yesterday.
interesting replacement right there. That's who he needs.
But there's two brothers, and I can't think of the. I think it's Bob and Bill Bennett. And
Okay.
Bill Bennett has represented, like, if you saw this guy, you go, I know who that is.
But-
He's like represented
The
5
same
or
guy
6
who was
presidents.
the drug czar for a little while.
I believe that's Bob.
Did you also know he was the drug czar, but he's a degenerate gambler as well?
Yes. Yes.
I think we've talked
His
about. I don't want to
brother
get off
Is just a world
class lawyer.
lawyer. If that's I don't know whether that's a good thing.
No, he's one of these guys.
Just fucking
How about he's one of these guys?
$9,000 an hour dirtbag.
They're not all dirtbags. Although
There's a lot of them that are fucking scum.
They
The whole
all-
legal system is fucking a joke.
And all these fucking guys, these lawyers who become tax collecting agencies too, they fucking suck buying up people's debt and shit, trying to make a fucking easy buck, you know what I mean?
Yeah, parasites.
Because people don't know their fucking rights to just lie in court, which I did last week.
Don't say that
What?
on the
They
air.
don't give a fuck. I told them.
Here's what's going to happen, Al. Well, here's like the 2% that might happen. 2% chance. We're going to become wicked famous. And then someone's going to go over all these old shows.
No one's listening to
where you're
this.
fucking around with, lying in court and
But believe
haven't
me,
paid taxes in 73 years. And
I'll be talking
be
about
ass fucked.
if we get famous. I'll still be talking about it because I got nothing else to talk about. It's what makes me.
declaring sick.
They say you should talk. Say you should write about what you know. You should talk about what you know
The
too.
human resources person says, "Geez, Hal, nobody's ever declared sick."
I know
I
how
got
to-
a lot of kids.
I know how to get out of paying people what you owe them, and I know how to get out of paying people what you owe them. We'll put it that way. I'm expert
and
at that.
not any working guys. Al doesn't fuck any working
I've never
guys.
fucked a
Just
working
like,
guy ever.
If you're
Ever.
a credit card company,
Fuck you.
deserve
If you're a
to get
bank,
fucked.
fuck you.
yeah. If you're a bank, you deserve it.
Bank, a lawyer, or a credit card
It's
company.
not even their money anyway.
Or an insurance company. I'll fuck you right in your mouth, too. I'm fucking my old car insurance company in
gonna-
their mouth right now. I didn't pay them the last 2 months. I owed them, and then I switched fucking companies. Apparently, they don't. The new company doesn't check if you owe another insurance company money.
So
Now, they're trying to get money out of me. Like, I will never, ever, ever pay you that money. Ever.
back when I was much younger, and if I told this story on this show, tell me to shut up. But I had health insurance, but it was dog shit. And
Yeah.
Anna was 4, something like that. And she had to have a procedure done. It was called a sty on her eyelid, which is basically a zit or a pimple. She had to have that removed off her eyelid. So we went for day surgery. We were there for maybe 2 hours. And I don't know whether this still happens or not, because now I've got the Cadillac insurance. But then everyone fucking bills you. You get bills from people like, Ed's Appliances in Newport, Rhode Island sends you a bill.
Right.
It's fucking insane. But the hospital sent me a bill for $3,000, and which was the brunt of it. Like, the doctor was reasonable. The doctor was a couple $100, so I paid her, and I said, okay, I walked in, saw the lady. I said, explain this to me. Well, because there's the recovery room, which is $1,500, that had 40 people in it. She was there for an hour. 40 people with like 3 nurses walking around where you wake up. You know what I mean? So, I figured we're going to pay the nurse. You're using up that bed. They're going to do the sheets. A couple $100. $1,500, no. So I basically said after the meeting with the lady, I said, I'm going to give you $500 cash right now. Or I'm going to walk out of here and I'll never give you anything.
Yeah, right. Sounds like me.
But you have to sign something saying I'm paid. And she did. She was very happy to get the money. And what you find out, or what I found out later on, is that the hospitals bill the shit out of you. But because they can't, it's illegal to charge people different amounts of money. You follow what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It's not illegal to accept different amount of money. Meaning, every insurance company has a deal with your hospital. Right. And Blue Cross Blue Shield might have a different deal than Tufts or Harvard or whatever, Golden Rule or whatever other insurance company you might have. But so it's sort of like the whole healthcare system is fucked, but they can accept whatever they want and call the bill good, but they charge everybody the same amount, hoping that somebody
will pay it.
Will just pay that, which will, pay for the, one guy pays and that pays for the 15 people that didn't pay.
It's the same thing as the fucking debt buying game, by the way, that I found. Because most people they never get them, this debt that they buy up, and you know what I mean? They hope that someone goes to court and just pays it. I offered, oh, by the way, the scumbag lawyer who bought my credit card debt,
yeah,
had a lawyer there, the guy who sits there in small claims and has all the credit card companies, including all the debt. They're all scum, all these lawyers who do it, because this guy in court probably bought some fucking debt that guy can fucking go at. You know what I mean? They're scum, the scum of the earth. But I told him I would give him $200. It was like for $2,400 or something. So I give you $200. And he goes, no, that's not enough. He goes, you want to set up a payment plan? I said, no, let's go. I'm going to tell the judge I don't know who Leland Paval is, the fucking guy who bought my debt. I don't know who you are. Yeah, you got 2 fucking statements, but you could have just fucking printed that out of nowhere.
Right.
He's like, well, I got all this. It's the chain of whatever.
You got my signature on anything?
I said, my signature on anything? Oh, no, we don't need it. I said, well, let's go see what the judge says.
What? Did you go?
Yeah, that was last week.
How much did you have to pay? 0?
I paid nothing. I walked out of there.
Is it gone?
It's gone.
Of course it is.
Unless they try again and,
Well, here's what I did. I was in my 20s. Here's my small claims thing. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was health insurance. There was a guy, and it probably still works like this. So, you go into small claim. It was a small claims action. You go into small claims court. And it used to be like there was a $2,000. It was stupid. It was a $2,000 limit, but I think it's gone up to 10, which is pretty good.
For what now?
Small claims.
Oh, it's 7 in Massachusetts.
7?
Yeah.
Because it was like 2 or 2,500.
It's
forever.
7. Believe me, I'm pretty expert at the small claims thing right now.
And this might have happened to you. There's a guy. So everybody that's doing blah, 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 health insurance, blah, blah, go with this person.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in a room, and then there's a guy sitting up there who's, so say there's 25 people in the room.
Yeah.
And one of the people that were suing people was Churchill's. So they had a bunch of people. So the guy sitting at this desk, I thought this was some court guy. It turns out he's just the fucking lawyer for
all the other plaintiffs.
He's the plaintiff's attorney for, but he never. So I wrote a letter to the judge, and I explained this to him. Like, we're all thinking that this guy has some, he's some sort of a fucking magistrate or something. No, and he never identified himself. He was kicked out of the fucking court forever.
Wow.
Forever. And I sent him a letter afterwards saying, hey, fuck nuts.
Yeah, you suck.
Why don't you tell people, how many people do you think you fucked over?
A lot of people.
By not telling them.
Yeah, well, that's
because I was confused. And I finally found out.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like, he let you believe he's working for the court.
Right.
And you had to do what he said.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, the judge was horrified. He's like, "Are you serious?" I mean, I'm like, the guy's sitting there. You think he works for the court? I thought he worked for the court.
Right.
I'm not an idiot. No. It's go with this guy.
Was
Who
this
is
in
guy?
Plymouth?
Yeah.
Was it? Was it recent enough that it was in the new one or the new courthouse, or was it?
No.
Yeah, was a while ago.
This is early 90s.
Speaking of new government buildings, and I'm just asking for my own. It's not a good topic for the show. I'm sorry, but it's an interesting edifice and project. Have you been to the new town hall at all?
I have a couple times.
Were you impressed at all, or I haven't been there at all?
Nice.
Is it nice?
Yes.
Cool.
They did a nice job. I wish they saved more of the woodwork that was in there.
Okay.
I remember that courthouse because I went there when I was a kid, like when I was in high school, and I stole a bar stool.
Yeah.
And I was been in there several times for small claim shit, whether I was suing people or being sued. And it was a cool courthouse. It was built in the 18 whatever.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful.
It is nice. The whole
two
place.
or three times the size of the old town hall.
Yep.
There's plenty of parking. You can get in.
Is there still that free lot back up the top of the? There is. I thought the back of that fucking whole thing was going to be a parking garage. By the way, it ended up being building. But
now on the street they have parking meter poles. There's no parking meters. So
yes.
I don't know whether in the summer that's going to become fucking.
I think
paid parking.
I think when the black hoods come off all the other ones in town because they're still on there. I think it's April 1st. April 1st, you'll have to pay.
They start fucking people.
It's $0.25 an hour or whatever, $1 an hour. Big deal.
Just to pay it. I just thought that it was so stupid putting parking meters in a tourist town.
Well, they got to make
somebody off.
They got to make money somehow, but they still ferret it out to this fucking company, and it's it's so hard to fucking. They're another one. They're the ones I got to fucking figure out how to beat. I tried to lie on this last one. I'm like, I fucking was. They wrote me a ticket for staying in a spot. Remember I told you about Luke's birthday? That when we got shit faced with Luke Tangren, he
Do you want me to get you a lally column cutter and you just cut the fucking parking meter right off and put your car there?
Well, no, but downtown, in the middle of town, on that strip on Main Street, there's no.
Seriously, I'll get you one.
Shut up for a second. There's no meters there, but you can't park for longer than 2 hours on the weekend afternoons. The fucking person the
Yeah.
ticket made comes by, and if you were there 2 hours, they'll give you a ticket. Now,
So you can't park off street where you are right this second. But when you move, you'll be able to park off street.
I'm talking about the night I went to Maggie's. You just refused to listen to this story, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Al. Go ahead.
So I got a ticket because I was there for longer than 2 hours, but I tried to argue.
You want a tissue? You look like you choked.
But I tried to argue that actually, no, I was only there for 5 minutes. When you gave me the ticket, I was delivering my infirm aunt her groceries.
Right.
And they were like,
They don't give a shit.
$20.
They don't give a fuck.
I did
They've
try
heard
though.
everything.
I left the fucking car there overnight because I forgot about the 2 hour rule.
I slammed the door on my cock and had to go to the hospital.
In the meantime, no one was looking to park in that
They don't
spot.
care.
You know what I mean? It was not a busy day downtown. You know what I mean? Hey, who wins in a fist fight, Joe Biden or the Donald?
Oh, good question. I think
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think Biden.
First
But
of all,
then again, Trump doesn't lose.
if Trump could get a hold of him and somehow fall on him, maybe, and you know what I mean, crush the guy's ribs on the way down or something.
Trump looks like, when you see him in like a golf outfit, he looks like
The most
Somebody-
out of shape person ever in
just
the
like
history of the
somebody
planet.
Took a fucking.
He makes me look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He looks like they stuffed cottage cheese into a pair of pants.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It looks like his fat is fat.
And he,
You know what I mean?
admittedly says he's never exercised in his life.
Ever. You know he's got the best doctors on the planet. That's the
Sure.
bottom line. You know what I mean? They're keeping that
Well, no,
mofo
he
alive.
talks about he's a big
By the-
believer in genetics.
Yeah.
There is something to
Yeah, sure there is. And by the way, he got not a bad fucking bill of health from the fucking
No.
from his doctor
Lose
a couple
a few
months ago.
pounds.
Lose a few pounds. Fucking yeah, your cholesterol's probably high, but
Look.
I wonder
anybody
though.
that's- Did you see how
You think he's had his fucking veins routed out like the bitches get their face pulled back? Like he gets the little fucking maintenance fucking plaque route out of his vein?
I don't know.
He
Who
might
was
have. though.
telling me, was it you, that he takes fucking speed all the
No,
time?
no. I never said that.
Which would make a lot
I
of
never
sense.
heard that.
Because he has this guy's 71 or 2
I
years
think
old.
he's just one of
He's
these.
got unbelievable energy.
He's one of these maniacs who's driven, but yes, he has genetics. It's a perfect storm of fucking everything. You know what I
Right.
mean? He's driven. He's got genetics.
Right.
He's fucking handsome, and he has good business sense. And he
I-
can read people
I don't know
and
if
all
he's
this.
handsome now.
I just like to say that because it makes everybody ill. You know what I mean? It's my favorite. That whenever I say that, people literally just gag, men and women everywhere.
I love him because of how much he makes all of these elitist, cocksucking news journalists. They can't control the hate is so.
Never mind the
visceral.
news journalists.
They
just
can't control themselves.
how about the academic elite as well? They all just can't fucking
they
take
fucking
it.
hate him, and it's just great.
And by the
And
way,
you know what? He doesn't know the difference. Not only does he not know the difference between fission and fusion, I don't think Trump knows
Left
the
and
difference
right?
between. If you said to Trump, "All right, a nuclear power plant and a coal power plant, one uses. Do they both use steam turbines, or which one? No, just say to him like this: which one uses the gas turbine?" And Trump would go, "Oh, well, of course. Does it operate by? Is it steam?" He wouldn't know. Wouldn't know. And that it doesn't matter. That's he's not interested. And like he said, he doesn't.
what does that have to do with the price of concrete?
Remember when they asked George Bush when he was running about who the president of like 3 obscure countries were?
Oh yeah,
And
poor
Bush
bastard.
got caught in that. It was like a Katie Couric type.
It was
question.
when the shit was going
You
on
know.
in Ukraine. Remember when the guy got gassed in his face, got all
Bush
fucked
had
up?
no fucking idea.
No clue.
But most people had no fucking idea either.
Yeah.
And if you when you need to know, hey, there's shit going on in Ria. Well, where the fuck is that?
Yeah, right.
You know, somebody will come in and brief you on where it is and what's going on. But you don't necessarily, you know, you should know where, like, maybe Europe is.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to
South America.
there was a big controversy on
London's not in Brazil.
is Australia both a country and a continent?
Well, it is, yeah.
Well, I don't know. There's people that disagree.
Well, it is.
They're saying that no, Australia is a country,
Oh, but Oceania is the
but
continent.
it's on a continent.
Australia is
the
a continent, and
it's not the continent of Australia.
it is. It's one of the 7 continents. Australia is a continent.
That's what I thought.
It is.
But it's also a country.
It is a country as well.
Well, there's academics that disagree with
Who
you.
are these academics?
I don't know.
And what are
Fucking
they
idiots.
majoring in? You know what I
They're
mean?
fucking idiots.
By the way, speaking of liberal elitists, hi Dan, how are you, buddy? Hi Lisa, I know you're listening. Dan posted right after we were talking about the.
Are you talking about Lisa, your sister-in-law?
No, another one. Remember right after we. Although that would be funny. Right after we, right after I got here, we were talking about the huge plunge. The Globe is calling it a plunge. Hardly a plunge. It's not a plunge. It's a blip. The thing started at 24.5K, and it's down 700. The Globe is calling it a plunge.
Oh, yes.
So
We're in the abyss
One
now.
of my pinko leftist, albeit really smart friends, is like, "Oh, aren't you sick of all the winning?" He made, I went and took a dump before the show, so I'm looking at Facebook, but taking a shit and trying to
get
figure
away
out
from that Facebook.
trying to figure out how to fucking get my asshole clean without a wipey. Anyway,
There's
I
a whole
digress.
box of them in there.
I know. Listen. And I'm like,
All right.
you're smarter than that, you fucking asshole. You know, 700 point drop out of 24.5K is nothing. It's literally nothing.
Yeah, it's like it's 2% or some fucking thing.
It's so
2.5.
retarded. You know what I mean? And by the way, all you cunts out there, I haven't used that word liberally enough yet. Lately, I mean, cunts. Barack Obama congratulated.
With 2 Ks.
In 2012, Barack Obama called Vladimir Putin and congratulated him on winning another term. You know what I'm talking about? That's what all these cunts are up in arms about for the last few days, including people in the someone in the White House leaked that, by the way. Fuck you. You're fired. Not only are you fired, your children are sent to fucking leukemia. Whoever fucking leaked that.
You know,
Big deal. He called the guy to fucking congratulate him. He's smart enough to know that it behooves us to have a good relationship.
I came up that we should wish someone dead, but first wish their children dead. Instead of leukemia, I think we should make them get AIDS.
Oh, that's a good one. I haven't done it in a while. I like that. I didn't even think of that. The children
AIDS
get
is
AIDS.
Better. Right. Yeah.
All right.
Kids
Cool.
get AIDS. Wife gets
people
AIDS.
get more worked up too because
Right.
Yeah, all right. Because they think it's a gay disease. Oh, that's right, it is.
Yeah. So, if you're gonna do that, which I don't know, I have trouble. You know, I'm pretty fucking vulgar, but and horrible.
Do you get the point of what I'm saying, though? The hypocrisy thing that's coming up again? Literally,
of course.
the golden child called Vladimir Putin to congratulate him when he won in 2012. And everyone now is like, oh, Donald Trump called. It's like, fuck off. It's one president calling another, you fucking assholes.
You
know what I mean?
Before the show, we were talking about John Brennan.
Yes.
John?
Former CIA director.
Yes. And
Known loudmouth.
along with John Brennan is James Clapper. They sort of kind of 2 peas in a pod. And James Clapper was the head of the NSA.
Oh, new National Security Advisor, John Bolton. A known rabble-rouser.
Really?
Known rabble-rouser.
He's kind of wild.
He used to hate the UN, and he was our ambassador to the UN.
I think he's a little crazy.
He's great.
Oh, thank you.
Is that what you wanted?
Oh, no, I thought it was Diet Coke.
Oh, you wanted Coke?
No.
You wanted
I just
beer.
thought I had Diet Coke at the top of that fridge.
Oh, I put the new ones on top so they were easier for me to grab.
So listen,
Yeah.
people can go look at this. James Clapper, who I don't know anything about. I know very little about John Brennan. However,
Yeah, me too, buddy.
James Clapper was asked point blank on a live congressional hearing: Is the NSA? James Clapper was head of the NSA under Obama. Is the NSA spying on the United States? This is about 3 weeks before Snowden dumped everything.
Okay.
And Clapper's answer was not wittingly. So it was a blatant fucking lie. It wasn't, this wasn't like, do you know what city the satellite dish is for that's spying on the everybody in the United States? And he goes, well, I think it's Silver Springs, Maryland. It's not. He didn't fuck up. This is a blatant lie.
Okay.
And Trump's elected, and Clapper and Brennan are just beating the shit out of Trump.
Are either of those guys soldiers? I just tried to figure it.
I don't know.
I don't think they are. It seems like
no.
the soldiers like Trump. The soldiers.
Clapper's a general, I believe.
Oh, he was a soldier. Okay.
Yeah.
I
believe he had to lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
But he lied. I don't know whether he had to lie or not. But the NSA was spying on everyone in the United States. And they're not supposed to.
Well, I mean, God damn it. That's not really their job, is it? The national security fucking... What does NSA
Well,
stand
they
for?
were spying on everybody in the United States in the guise of, we're going to catch terrorists this way.
Oh, I got you there. Right.
Because it's going to be, we have to be able to... If you're a Muslim born in the United States and you're making a call to somebody else in the United States, well, we're going to be able to listen in on that. So we're going to be able to listen in on everybody.
Yeah, right. Because you can't specialize. You got to generalize.
Well, yeah, I don't think
know what I mean?
I don't think they can get that specific as far as
legal wise. You're saying they can't get that specific.
No, I don't think they can find like every fucking person that's of Muslim.
But I'm saying, so they can't do it on a micro level like that, and it's illegal for them to do it on a macro level. So the whole thing is illegal.
Well, they can't really do it. Apparently, you're not. There is. You can't spy on people in the United States.
It's illegal, but they do it. That's what we're saying.
They're probably doing it right now.
Yeah, not you and me, because we're inconsequential little peon fucking flies.
Well, we're not.
I mean,
although every time I probably say, Bush is a war criminal and he should be killed. There's probably certain little buzzwords that go through the filter.
There are, but I don't think anyone cares.
I don't think anybody gives a shit.
The government as it is now cares nothing about George Bush. It cares nothing. That government is run by lifelong bureaucrats. That's who runs the show down there. You know how I always talk about.
Of course it is.
When you take the oath of office as president, you fucking make your speech. You walk back up those red carpeted fucking stairs. You go into the Capitol and you start to walk, and they go, "Can you come here a minute, Donald?" And they take you into that room.
Right.
They go, you get your first briefing, right?
The real deal.
And they go, "Here's what's going on."
Well, I think,
and they're not fucking.
It happens to every one of them.
But I'm saying
Obama. I'm going to close Gitmo day one.
All of them. Bush.
Well,
Clinton.
We can't close Gitmo because these people are fucking evil.
I'm talking
motherfuckers.
Probably right back into Lincoln's days or whenever it got to be,
This guy chopped up a baby and ate it. Yeah. What do you want to do with this, Mr. President?
No, and here's the real deal on everything. I wonder if they give him that little. I don't know how I got there. Someone else brought this up when I do because I do this fucking shtick a lot about the whole. They let you know what the real deal is. Someone asked me, they go, "What do you think? What do you think that they let them know what really went on at Area 51?" And I go, "I'm pretty sure that first briefing has nothing to do with Area 51."
Trump definitely asked.
It might come up. You think he asked at that briefing?
Fuck yeah.
What's going on?
Fucking space aliens?
What's going on with the little green men?
Do we have any?
Are there any little green men?
Can I get a gold one to put on one of my buildings?
And they go, no, Donald, you're the only alien-looking motherfucker around here right now.
You know, I was thinking
As
about.
a matter of fact,
will he have that same hair
I hope
if he
so.
wins a second term?
Oh, I hope
will he
so.
have that? Because he'll be like 78 fucking
He's
years
had
old.
that hair a while. That get up right there.
The old. I mean, his hair must be what, like a foot long, foot and a half?
First of all, you know I love Donald. That's part of his genius. He does his own hair. He has no hair and he makes it look like that. Donald Trump is a fucking genius just because of what he does with his own hair. You got to give him credit. You know what I mean? A lot of people.
He's like we talked about with Scott. He's too impatient. It's fucking blonde coloring. And he's so impatient that he won't wait the like 2 hours.
Or he left it on too long. He might have left it on too long.
Or he was on the phone and it burnt his fucking hair.
He was eating some McDonald's and some Cheetos and watching Survivor or whatever the fuck he watches to chill. You know what I mean? Although I think he watches the news. He probably watches the news. I think he really likes seeing himself on TV. I also
he loves it.
Yeah. And as much as he only gets 4 hours sleep a night, I think he does chill a lot. He doesn't sleep a lot, but he chills quite a bit, you know?
And he's not stupid. But you know something?
All right, I got to go to bed. Mr. President, the meeting's not over. I got to go to bed.
He's the fucking Mr. Magoo president.
He's the best. Yeah.
He wanders. He doesn't give a fuck. He's great. You know,
Ivanka, how's my Q rating? Dad, Mr. President, you are officially the most famous person on earth. That's good. Let's keep it that way.
But how many covers did I get on? How many newspaper covers am I on today?
All of them.
That's
every
shit
day.
that he's concerned about.
Of course it is. He's
how many
like,
magazines are going to write an article of me? Good or bad? He
clearly
doesn't give a fuck.
clearly I'm qualified to be president, but it's a pain in the ass, and I'm a billionaire, and I live a great lifestyle, but, man, I really like being – what's the way I can be – I was the number one TV star just after being a developer. I want to be more famous. What can I do? What can I do? I'm going to run for president.
Right.
And you know what? Because, A, I'm qualified. I'm sure I could do a good job, but I bet you I'll be the most famous person, not just on the planet, but in the history of the planet. Donald Trump is more famous than Jesus Christ.
Well, here's the thing that amazes me about Trump. You know, everybody has an inner voice, right?
Yeah.
Mine constantly tells me I'm a piece of shit.
Mine tells me that I'm a failure.
Imagine what Trump's says.
His says you're very handsome.
You are
You're
so
very
wonderful.
smart.
You know everything. Yeah. You're smarter than any other
Your
person on
shit
earth.
cures cancer.
Not only could you be president of the United States, you could be president of the world.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I mean, there's a little voice, and he is so...
Did you see that slip he had a couple weeks ago?
Where that comes from.
He had that slip a couple weeks ago. Someone was named, the China guy was officially named
and you
president
realize,
for
if
life.
you believe that, you can go a lot further. You can be a moron and go really far.
Listen,
if that little inner voice is telling you.
Did you catch this 2 weeks ago? China's president got named president for life, like he's Pope over there. It happens once in a while. This guy is the first one in a while since
Xing Chow or whatever
his name is. So somebody asked Trump about it. He goes, "Oh, I think it's great. Maybe we'll have that here one day." You know what I mean?
Well, he likes the Putin deal.
Oh, shit. I mean, you just got to go Donald. That's whatever. Hey, Joe, we've been talking for 58 minutes. We're going to take a quick break, all right?
You got it. I like statistics anyway. Plus, I got a lot of time on my hands.
Statistics are fun. I mean, you're a math guy.
I like seeing how we're doing.
It turns out I'm a math guy.
Well, you're a smart guy.
Yeah, no, it has nothing
I
to
keep
do with
telling
smart.
you.
I love it. I love the numbers crunching. I love it.
Makes you feel good.
Now, remember when I had the brief flirtation with the math teacher thing? Remember we were both thinking about teachers, and I actually took it to another level
Yeah, we used to.
and couldn't get hired.
We talked about this. I usually come up with this fucking idea
Yeah,
just to keep myself going.
yeah.
And then you actually do it.
I try it because I'm like, fucking, that's not a bad idea. But
I was never going to be a teacher.
I taught a senior statistics course.
It's just something to fucking.
I taught a senior statistics course for 2 weeks and never took it before and learned along with them. It was a blast. Statistics rules.
is a
We're
lot of
back,
fun.
by the way. Joe and I have
Yes.
been rapping. And,
Statistics is a lot of fun.
yeah.
The thing about doing math that I remember in college is that as opposed to something else is that if you get the right answer, there's a right answer. You know what I mean? And it's not subjective. There's the right answer.
I remember some fucking upper algebra where you could have an answer that would be 2A or 3F, though. Sometimes there was two answers. But no, you're right. For the most part, in mathematics, there's one correct answer.
Well, sometimes there's more than one.
More than one variable is what I'm saying.
Yeah, more than one variable that'll solve an equation.
Right.
But still, there's a wrong number to put in there too.
Absolutely. There's way more wrong numbers than right ones.
The thing that was, and I'll tell you something, not to drone on about college or anything. Yeah. College was a long time ago, but one of the things is
Seems like it was last week, Joe.
I wish. Yeah, I know that's the crazy thing. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, and it's 30 some odd years ago.
It's crazy.
Is that the thing that I went into when I did the electrical engineering shit? It's so fucking soul sucking when you're not a good. When you're not, I was drunk 3 nights a week at least, and didn't study enough. But I honestly didn't have the aptitude to. I would never get straight A's in that. I don't believe.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No. You get by. You get
And
C's.
And you know what? The deal is, it's fucking soul sucking because you're like, oh, I studied my balls off for this test and got a fucking 40, and it's just. it kills you. It would be so much easier if and I don't want to go back. If I had the option of going back and doing it again, I wouldn't do it.
Oh, man, if I could go back and not pay for it and have the time, I would definitely go get a master's in fine arts and writing. That's what I would. This is what I would really want to do.
Take music.
Would you?
Oh, I'd be a fucking music major.
If I didn't have to pay for it.
If I knew, not even if I knew now what, because of course you're not going to be, but if I had a little bit of because there's so much math in music, so that's good.
Oh, yeah.
Learn how to play a fucking instrument.
Yeah, it's math, yeah.
And good to go.
Yeah.
And you could probably actually get some good grades without killing yourself. Either math.
You got a good shot.
Either
a B
or a business major.
Well, that's what
I saw the business.
That's what a lot of guys our age do. If they go back, they get the business degree.
Well, there's fucking MBA farms all over the place.
You know what? I take back what I said about. I take back what I said about writing.
For $11.95. There's MBAs on back. You can get matches.
You think it's too late for me to be a lawyer?
No, it's never too late.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I knew a guy that 56 years old. He went to law school.
No shit. Yeah.
It really isn't too late. You just have to want to do it.
One of my lawyers is a guy who did that late in life. He was in his 40s. He was a firefighter, and he went and got his law degree. He does drunk driving and divorces, basically.
Here's what I think about being a lawyer. If you can be a very successful lawyer, if you're a dirtbag.
Yeah, well,
I
think you could do it and not be a dirtbag and not make that much money and just make a living.
I'm looking at these divorce attorneys when I was going through my divorce, and I'm like, how the fuck can you profit? Here's two people going through one of the worst things, if not the worst thing they're ever going to go through in their life.
It's the worst thing other than seeing one of your children die. It's so the second. It's the second thing.
So, and this is what you do for a living. Like, I got divorced, and then it's all over. Yeah. You know what I mean? These people go and do this.
They do it every day,
fucking day.
Every day.
And you're with people that are fucking out of their minds. They're
just
insane. They're fucking hurting.
Just like they're wiring a building or plumbing a building.
I don't know how
they
could you do that?
Fucking do divorce every day.
And then
they get adept at it. They figure it out because it's like anything else. It's something that there's a system and you figure it out.
I don't know how you emotionally keep yourself together unless you're a fucking dirtbag and you don't care.
What about
you're basically a sociopath.
What about that's what I was going to just say.
If you're
what about people who are in the funeral game? They got to be slightly sociopathic.
I don't know. I think in a way that's a little different because
it's more of a service. You're saying?
Well, and also you're comforting the family. You're doing a nice thing for the family. I
never thought of it that way.
You're down there. You're making the fucking body.
You're saying it's a true service. You're providing a service. Yeah.
You're making the kid that got shot in the face with the shotgun look good for the wake.
So his mom.
You know what I mean?
Because of his mom, man.
Or the person that fucking died of a heroin overdose.
Oh, shit. So they're not all greenish blue and shit?
Yeah.
When it comes time to fucking... I think they all get
the
greenish
meth head
blue.
that has no teeth.
No teeth.
Well, they sew the mouth shut.
I was going to say they sew it shut from the inside.
Right.
And they do that by going through the back of their neck.
I knew a guy. It was actually Bill McCarthy's...
Work it with the back of your neck, Jimmy.
My buddy Bill's sister's husband's brother.
Okay.
He flew all over the country because he could take somebody that had their head blown off and put them back together if they had to have an open wake, an open casket.
Does he have like a collection of puzzles on his wall? He's one of these guys who relaxes with a puzzle?
He was gay, as a matter of fact.
Oh.
So
he
which
probably has done a puzzle or two.
Gay people are very creative.
Well, they're not just creative. They're fucking precise. You know what I mean?
Or gay...
who's this on the right?
I should say gay men.
The tan blonde chick.
I've
with
seen
the
her
cleavage and the angel face.
Yeah, she's married. And she's like
That's
73 years old.
The one on the right's not
Yeah, it's
73
amazing.
years old. She's
telling you.
23 years old.
No, she's-
33 tops.
She's like 50.
No.
telling you.
30. You know she kind of looks like is your friend Jess there.
I don't know.
A little bit. Yeah, look at her. She looks like Jess. Kind of.
I haven't seen that woman in years.
Oh, really?
No.
She looks great, man. She, her and her boyfriend, her boyfriend there, and they do the CrossFit thing we were talking about earlier, and they both
Probably
look
needs
great.
hips.
They both look great, which is nice. You know,
Probably
what I mean?
needs some hips.
I like to see people who I grew up with looking good. You know what I mean? I
Well,
would
I
rather
saw-
they look good than look bad. I would rather look worse than you. Kind of like how I want to be the fucking craziest person in the room. I want to be the most out of shape person in the room. I want to feel good.
Well,
for
you know
everybody.
you're not the craziest.
Well, not when I come here.
No,
You know
it's
what I
just
mean?
fucking,
But most of the time, well, actually, that's a lie, too, because I spend a lot of time with my wife, just me and her, and I'm definitely not the craziest person in the room then.
Is
you know what I
Kat
mean?
fucking psychotic?
She is unequivocally the...
Kat, I love you because I don't have to live with you.
By the way, she's not medicated like you are.
Oh, she should get. Why doesn't she get on the meds?
No. She's fine. She doesn't really need. She's the most unmedicated crazy person. Like, you're way crazier than her. I think that if you were off meds, you need meds. We know that, right? I'm not hurting your feelings saying that.
No.
Yeah.
No. Do you know how many people I've helped by
Yeah, you helped me when I needed them. I don't
There
take
was
them
so-
anymore. I don't know
this-
if I need them.
Look, when I in the 80s, and we've had this discussion ad nauseum.
No, we haven't. Not on the air, actually.
I believe we have. But
Not ad nauseum.
Look.
How's that?
here's the deal. If you have soul-crushing depression from the time that you can remember, then you need to go on medication.
Right.
It's not like, your fucking cat died, now you're feeling sad.
Yeah, right,
But
right.
but for the rest of your life before that, you were fine. If you and there wasn't any solution for that until the 90s. And there wasn't a solution for me until because the right drug didn't come along until the 2000s.
Can I tell you something without you getting
So
all...
that's the deal.
Can I tell you something without you getting all crazy? Not to fucking...
I don't know. It depends on
make a
what
pun-
it is.
Can I tell you something without you
ahead.
getting all nuts? Remember how I was on medication for a while? And yeah, like anybody else, it took a while to find what worked and everything.
Yeah.
I'm not on anything anymore. You know why I was depressed?
Because you were on medication?
No. Because I was in an unhappy marriage for a long time.
Yeah.
And it fucking wore on me.
Well,
And I needed medication to get to the point to get the fucking strength to leave. And then I left, and then I
Right.
got off medication, and it turns out I'm fine.
Now-
I'm really fine.
yeah, and I
You know what I
I
mean?
believe that.
I mean, I'm
Why would I
introspective.
be upset with that?
Well, I just didn't want you to say, "Oh no, you need to be medicated." You know what I mean?
No,
I needed to
would
be
never
medicated.
say, look, that's up to you.
Yeah, no, I'm.
You know if
No,
you're not.
I know I
you're
don't
not,
need
like,
it. You know what I
talking
mean?
About suicide or anything.
Hey, I had a full subscription. No, sorry, Jesus Christ.
Subscription?
I had a
Or
full prescription. Jesus H. I had a full prescription. I could get as much Xanax as I wanted.
Yeah.
And you know how much we love Xanax because it's delicious and it makes
Xan-
everything okay?
Xanax makes you go to sleep.
I
too.
let that prescription go. That's how much I needed to get away from the fucking that type of
Well,
medicine.
there's no reason to fuck around with this shit if you don't need it.
It's delicious though. If you
There's-
got one now, I could use a Xanax too.
There's situational
But I'm not depressed.
shit,
Yeah.
and then there's shit that's just
Yeah.
it's you're. I don't know whether it was fucking environmental or hereditary. I'm gonna say with my mother, it's fucking hereditary, and with my family.
Yeah, your
which
whole
you know,
family.
my whole family's fucked.
I mean,
So-
your grandmother was legit fucking crazy.
Well, but you know something? I had a grandmother that was institutionalized for schizophrenia.
That's what I meant by legit crazy.
But I don't know whether that means that
She was misdiagnosed?
no.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know whether that automatically means that my mother is predisposed to have children that have chronic depression. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like anything else. I mean, we talked about
I'm not-
genetics
I'm
earlier
not
with
a
the president.
psychologist or a psychiatrist.
And nor do you play one on TV
And
or
I
the
don't
radio.
play one on TV. But I'm very honest. You know, Wayne up the street came over, and he's out of his fucking mind. And I told him, look, you got to go get help because you fucked up.
This was a long time ago.
Yeah,
Not
probably
recently again,
10,
I hope.
10 or 12 years ago. Probably longer than that.
Yeah, and he got like Lexapro or something,
He went and he got help, but he's like a normal person.
Yeah, but man, he's had a rough go in the middle too, though.
Well,
There in the middle, man. Although, can you imagine
His
if
fucking kid died of a heroin overdose.
since he got sedated?
But he
imagine
handled
if he,
that well.
he
If
did
he wasn't
because-
sedated then,
That's the point. That's what I was trying to say. Very good.
there'd be shit on fire.
Oh,
There'd be buildings on fire.
he would be in the ground at this point.
Yeah, he would have like gone 150 miles an hour down the highway.
Right, into a
and
stanchion or something.
Right.
Yeah.
probably outrunning 47 cops.
Or, do something outrageous like fucking tell a bunch of fucking Hell's Angels that they fucking all suck cock. Something like
Yeah,
that.
because he'd do that now. Because he's crazy.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, look. The problem with guys.
I'd like to
is
just say something
that-
to all my brothers in the Hell's Angels right now.
Yeah, please don't be mean to the motorcycle people.
What I just said is fact. You guys are all faggots.
Please, because they're gonna come to my house and fuck up my
I don't
shit.
know where
first.
you live.
They're gonna believe me. They'll find out.
Would think they got a trace on your
I
laptop.
think this is really difficult for them to find out.
No.
I believe both of our last names are in.
The
some
problem
program.
is they're not all that
They'll get one of them
motivated.
bitches to listen to every show.
They're not that motivated. What they're motivated to do is pull on their lacy underwear, and then their jeans, and then their dirty, filthy, stinky chaps. Put on the rest of their fucking gay fucking outfit with their long braid and their stinky this and that and their loud
I want you to
pipes.
know Al thinks this and I don't.
And then
I think you guys are cool.
the only thing they're really worried about is how much dick they can get their mouth on at any fucking point in the day. That's all they
I
care
do not
about.
share that opinion.
They don't care about me and you and our silly little radio show. What they care about is big
Podcast.
black pipe. That's all they care about. You know what I'm saying, Joe?
I don't know. I don't think they care that much about the black cock.
Yeah, they'll take white.
Unless you're a black guy and your cock's missing.
Did you ever notice there's not a lot of
care.
black guys in the Hells Angels? That's
I don't know. I don't pay a lot of attention.
because black guys don't suck dick. White guys in the Hells Angels suck dick. That's the ones that
Please
suck the
stop
dick.
this. Please stop. They're going to fucking kill you.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're going to.
They got to get through
Hey,
you
we're going
first.
to go back to, look,
Go ahead,
here's
buddy.
the deal. If you're a man, because this is really hard to do, if you're a man, it doesn't make you a bad person or a pussy if you have been depressed and you go see a fucking psychiatrist.
Go talk.
Please go get help.
Yeah. And you know what? You don't even have to.
You make your own life. I
Dude,
wish I found it when I was fucking
You don't have
20.
to.
Never mind 40.
I'm with you.
44 years old.
You
or
don't
something.
even have to go to a psychiatrist. You go to your fucking primary care physician. Most of your
Right.
primary care physicians know about this shit, and they will give you a prescription. They're not going to send you to someone else. That's your primary care guy.
My primary care guy keeps trying to fucking give me shit.
Mine too.
And I'm like, look, dude, I got enough fucking,
Yeah.
I'm on cholesterol medication.
Yeah.
I'm on enough, I don't need
That's
anything
good though.
else.
He cares. He cares.
I don't think he
My
cares.
guy.
I think he gets a kickback from the fucking
Yeah,
pharmaceutical.
maybe. My guy cares too.
Although,
he likes to prescribe the medicine. He really
I
was
tell
in.
you this story where,
Go ahead.
because I go in 3 times a year because of a medication I take. And which is a medication I don't really need. But I asked him, because he's like, he opens the door, he looks at me, hey, you look great. the nurse before he looks at my chart, and then it's like, see you later. And I honestly believe that if you're a primary care physician, you see so many people, just by looking at somebody, like that something's wrong, like their fucking color is off, or their eyes are bloodshot.
Even if you don't fucking remember seeing them ever before, even though the chart says this is the 90th time they've been in front of you. They don't remember you.
No. Although he remembers me.
Does he?
He knows who I am.
My guy remembered me when I was doing the weight loss. He wanted to see me every month. But now when I'm in there every 3 or 6 months,
he doesn't know who you are.
He doesn't have a fucking clue who I am.
No,
I had to tell him I had diabetes the last time I was in there.
Because Patty
he forgot.
and Anna go to him as well as primary care.
Yeah.
So he talks about.
Oh, you guys got a true family doctor thing.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's cool.
Well, he was my doctor, and then I said, "Why don't you go see him?"
Patty's comfortable with him?
Oh yeah. It's not her gynecologist or anything, but that's her primary.
It's her primary. Care. That's nice. That's good.
No, she likes him. But at any rate, here's what I said. I said, "How am I doing overall? 52 years old or something." And he goes, "Well, let's put it this way. I'm 3 years older than you. How do you think you're doing?"
Oh no, he looks awful.
I thought he was 70.
Really?
Before that.
What the fuck is he doing?
I don't know. He's fat. He's gray. He's got horrible. He's an Egyptian. And so,
my guy's an Egyptian, but he looks awesome. He's like 63. He looks 40. He looks great.
You go to Hannah as well, right?
No. I go to Elamine.
Well, then that's somebody else. There's somebody that
he went to school in Spain, but he's Egyptian. One of
his brothers. His brother is a doctor. His father was a doctor.
Yeah,
but he's a great guy. But he's just kind of, he works his ass off. It just looks like a horrible fucking business. Because all the people in the waiting room are just
doctor as a business, yeah.
They're fucking miserable.
I don't know, man. I know what you're saying. I've been in there enough. I'm looking at it as, oh, by the way, they finally are 100% fucking on the cloud digit. They got no files anywhere in that fucking office. There's no paperwork anymore in my doctor's office. Literally, there's still no paper.
There's still
fucking
3 girls working.
They got
to keep the show running.
Well, yeah, they got 3 people there too. But the only paperwork is if you got to send someone for blood work, you got to give them paperwork to go to the lab, and they go like this. They fucking scan it in, and then they throw the paper out. You know what I mean? There's no fucking paper files anymore. Oh, but isn't that what your friend Kerry does? Isn't that what she does? Like that whole helping doctor offices reduce paperwork type of fucking shit? That's a nice niche business.
She's an accountant.
Oh, she does accounting.
She does for medical professionals.
All right, I'm way off, but still.
She's more of a CFO than an accountant.
I got you. Okay.
Because apparently...
that's
a really smart doctor, and they are horrible business people.
Yeah. Oh, so although some of them are good business.
Some of them are good, but she said most of them are fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And they don't keep any fucking.
It's the ultimate self-employment. You know what I mean? That's really what it is. The doctor's fucking thing is the ultimate self-employment.
It looks horrible.
I mean, it seems like less and less.
First of all,
it seems like that's going away. It seems like they're all joining these some sort of conglomerate. Well, you have to. I mean, you got to be near a hospital to make any real good money. You know what I mean? But
we need doctors in this country, and I don't understand why our federal government hasn't come down and said, look, there's places where there are no fucking doctors. So we'll pay for your medical school. You go here. I mean, the military does this. You go to fucking and be the general practitioner in fucking bumfuck Nebraska for 5 years and then you can go do whatever you want.
Hey, you told me about 20 minutes ago that it's not too late to be a lawyer. Do you think it's too late for me to be a doctor?
No, but I
Be
think
easier to be a lawyer, right?
I think it's way easier to be
Yeah.
a lawyer.
Because you can get to the money making part quicker if you're a lawyer.
Yeah, you got to go through residency after medical school.
Yeah, you're fucked.
No.
It's kind of like the internship
And then
for
getting
the
into
fucking teaching thing.
you know, you could apply to Suffolk Law School tomorrow and probably get in.
Well, now it's interesting you said Suffolk. You know, I got
Everybody fucking goes to Suffolk.
I got accepted there for pre-law, and I decided to go to UMass and drink.
I don't like city schools.
Well, I got accepted there, and we could have afforded it. I got accepted to BU. I couldn't afford it. I got accepted to Northeastern. I certainly couldn't afford that fucking thing. And then UMass, and there was one other. There was 5 of them. Suffolk is really where I wanted to go, but I ended up going to fucking UMass. Can you imagine how different things would be right now? Oh my God. I wanted to be a lawyer.
Things wouldn't be that different.
And then I went to fucking UMass, played drums, smoked a shit ton of pot, drank a lot of beer, and got a writing degree.
Most people forget that
Cracked
the bad
rose
shit.
glasses.
Yeah,
Cracked
really
rose
cracked,
glasses.
fucked up, like fucking buildings that are, you know, then there's a dry cleaner in between. You know what I mean? It's not like when you drive to UMass Amherst, there's like a fucking city sticking out of the woods.
And it is the university.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything's the universities. I kind of like that better.
I don't know. I think they both have their their charm.
I'm sure that, I mean,
Can you imagine like being a dude, obviously. You can't imagine being anything other than a dude, but like just going to like Columbia University in Manhattan. Now, New York sucks, but man, there's something about, man, if you're like a pre-law or even if you're an artsy-fartsy actor or a fucking engineering major at Columbia, fucking
or NYU.
Or NYU, yeah.
Because at least that
sounds
NYU
so
is
exciting.
Down in Greenwich Village, I think.
Columbia is right in the heart of fucking Manhattan, isn't it?
So there's
We're
still
talking about like in the 40 blocks.
Well, if you're up
30 blocks, sorry.
Yeah, you're further down.
Yep.
But NYU's, I believe, is over on the Hudson. I don't know. Ira went to graduate school there. But
What did he get his graduate degree in business?
MBA.
Yeah. Right after? Did he go right from his
I think he had a job for like a year and a half.
what was his undergrad in?
Business.
Oh, he was a business guy.
Oh,
No
yeah.
shit. Was your other buddy there, the fucking carpenter flipper guy, was he an engineer like you, or what did he do? I never heard what his academic background was.
What car?
Chris.
Oh, Jarvis.
Yeah. I try not to use last names.
Yeah, me too. Well,
What was his
business.
He was business also.
Yeah, he and
Interesting.
Ira was in
Okay, I didn't
Same
know that.
classes.
I believe it. I mean, fucking Ira with his fucking niche fucking business, man. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, and he's really bright.
Well,
too.
he's obviously
Wild.
beyond bright. Yeah, beyond bright.
But at the same
And a nice guy and really funny and fucking handsome.
Yep, and 2 out of 3 of them are true. But I don't know. The city colleges, it wouldn't be like I wouldn't say to my kid if I had to do it all over again, go to a city college.
Nah, fuck that. I mean,
It's
she had a
too-
nice, like where she went.
The concrete jungle.
That is a fucking self-contained college. Same with
I like the self-contained college.
where Charlena
deal.
goes. Charlena goes to. I know
Oh,
you.
she's at Husson.
Husson.
Fucking Bangor, man.
Yeah, but that's probably a similarly sized college to where Anna went. There's probably only 4,000 undergrads at
Probably
UMass
less-
Dartmouth.
Less concrete at Husson.
I'll tell you what.
You ever been to the Dartmouth campus?
There's not a lot of concrete. It's
all red
fucking
brick.
all brick.
Yeah.
Everything is brick. Everything, and I mean everything is brick.
UMass Dartmouth. There's a lot of buildings at UMass Amherst.
UMass Amherst, there was a lot of brick in the middle.
No,
there.
no, but there was a lot of concrete. There was some
from the
fucking
70s.
architect.
But you look at Northeast.
70s.
Yeah, go ahead.
There
Right.
was some guy who was like, you know,
It was all of them. It was all of them, not some guy. It was all of them were doing everything in concrete
Yeah.
in the 70s.
and it's the
And the
ugliest
60s,
shit.
by the way. 60s and 70s.
Fucking ugly.
Yeah, it's awful.
Cold, horrid.
It's
No, the Dartmouth campus is although the dorms are okay. It's just the campus where you go to actually go to school. Were fucking gross.
Even the modern buildings at Husson, where they have some of the like part of them are fucking sheathed in these newfangled polymers and everything. But man, the facade of it is in fucking brick, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Harvard-esque.
It's fucking wild. It's there. All these buildings are not the same all the way around. You know what I mean?
You can't
Depends
grow
on the
ivy
view.
on concrete, you know.
You know what? That's the other fucking profession that is probably that's a joke. Architect. If you're an architect with a capital A, I have news for you right now. You're not that fucking smart. You're really not that smart. You're not as smart as you think you are, anyway. You got a good job, and you fucking were smart enough to fucking pick a path that's great and everything. You're not really that much smarter than the average motherfucker, all right? You got a nicer house, and you drive a fucking better car.
It's a subjective thing, and it's also, I mean, what do you want? Do you want to do houses? Do you want to do skyscrapers? I mean, do you want to be pay? Is that what's your goal?
Right.
I mean, a lot of it is.
I'm talking about even these guys who technically every time you got a roll of plans, it starts with the architect. Whoever the owner is hires an architect, right? And that's where it goes from there. The architect fucking draws the picture. It's like you've cut all that shit out. You know what I mean? You're a design build. That's actually a whole thing. Design build. You are the epitome of design build.
I just draw my own plans on
You are
AutoCAD.
design build. And there's not many people in that business, even in the commercial world.
I don't think I could ever make any money at it though, drawing plans. And I don't really like it.
Well,
either.
you don't have a desire to sit at your computer on
No,
CAD for
it's
fucking
too-
12 hours a day.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm good for 4 or 5
Although-
hours on the computer.
yeah, but you could
I
also-
got to go to
Again,
take a nap.
these guys with the capital A, they get people with them
Oh,
that they
of course.
hire
I
to
mean,
draw, and then they put their fucking name on it, you know.
I mean, there's probably architectural firms with thousands of people.
This is what
working
I'm
for them.
saying. You're no different than a chef, okay? You're no different than a chef
I
if you're a
think it's
fucking
more-
great architect.
You get into the art game. You know, it's kind of like I look at art like this. If I see something and I say, I think I could probably do that, it ain't fucking art.
I'm with you there. When's the last time you were in an art museum?
Never.
Oh, okay. I thought you.
I don't believe I've ever been in a fine arts
You never went to
museum.
a fine arts museum?
No.
All those times you went to fucking Montreal, you never went to a museum?
No, you know, I don't think
You've
I did.
never been to the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston or the Gardner Museum?
I
By
don't
the
think
way,
so.
the museum scene here in Boston
Although
sucks.
I have been
Fucking eats it. There's like
like
not a
5
lot
times.
of museums around here.
There's a museum in Chicago that's it's museum of fucking
Chicago Museum of Fine Arts.
no, it's not fine arts. It's like it's got steam engines and planes and shit in it. I don't
It's
know
an
what the
institute.
that's a cool museum.
Yeah.
I like that. But fine arts museum,
When I go away, Joe,
I can look at
I
the Mona
go-
Lisa on the computer. It's pretty good resolution.
wherever I go in the world, I always go to a museum. No,
Have you been-
I
have you
didn't.
been inspired by a painting?
No, I'm not even talking about an art museum. I'm talking about museums like you're talking about. Like when I went to Louisville, I went to the Louisville Slugger Museum. You know what I mean? Or if you happen to
Do they
find
have a lot of bats?
if you find yourself in Springfield, Massachusetts, you go to the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. That's technically a museum. You know what I mean?
I went to the
Everywhere you go, there's a museum of some sort. I went to Erie, Pennsylvania, and I went to the Crayola Museum. You know what I mean?
I went to Cody, Wyoming, and they had just opened up. I think I'll get this correct. It's the Winchester Gun Museum,
Nice.
which was it was built like the year before we went, and my father could
Oh, he must have fucking been in heaven.
not really because he could name every fucking gun and what the difference was between years.
Right, and you and I would blow
was
through there.
crazy.
You and I would blow through there in 45 minutes and have fun. That was interesting. He could
Yeah.
probably hang out for 4 or 5 hours. My old man would probably
No.
do 2 days there.
No, he's as bad as I am. It's like
Oh.
45 minutes. I've seen it. See you later.
I could see my father obsessing over every fucking grain of fucking gunpowder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every singular, granular fucking speck.
Look, there's people that go to the Grand Canyon and they stay. This was the Clarks. They stay there for a fucking week.
That's
They
not a
hike
museum,
around
man.
and
That's the fucking Grand Canyon.
They hike around. They go down to the bottom. They
Well,
go on the mule tour. I go there, look at it for 45 minutes. Go. Really cool.
yeah, and then you go about your business. Is there cold beer anywhere? You know
right.
what I mean?
Right.
Can I get me
where
a
is the
beer?
fucking bar?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, when you're at the North Rim, because I've been to both rims, not a lot of people get to go to two rims of the Grand Canyon.
I mean, how far apart were you? I mean,
It's a long way.
no, not the long
Wasn't
way.
it
Was
the
it the
same-
same trip or different trips?
Different trips.
How many years in between those trips?
I don't remember.
All right. Ballpark.
it's
me.
a
A couple, 10, 15, 20, ballpark.
Oh,
me.
years?
Yeah.
I don't know, 5 years.
All right, cool.
The North Rim, you have to go through the Navajo Nation.
Okay.
And I mean, it's like a
And what
fuck
state are you
drive.
in when you are at the North Rim where you were? What state are you in?
It's
Is
gotta
it
be,
Colorado
Well, it's
or
got to be Arizona, right?
the North Rim of the Grand Canyon?
Yeah. I don't remember.
I would.
You
I
know
thought you
what?
could see the Grand Canyon
New
from
Mexico. The Navajo Nation is like New
I thought
Mexico,
you could see
Arizona,
it from
but
Nevada or Utah or some shit.
North
I don't know. So where's the South Rim? The other rim.
Arizona.
That's definitely Arizona.
Well, I wouldn't bet my
No,
life
it is.
on it.
But the North Rim's
I
got.
believe it
The
is.
North Rim's Colorado. It's got to be southern Colorado.
No.
It's not that far north.
No.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that shit.
Well,
I've
it's kind of like a little north.
seen it once out of a plane. Because that time that I fucking I went to Southern California. Yeah, no, L.A. Yeah.
North Rim is in Arizona,
Yeah, we connected in Dallas and then went out.
but it's a lot. Getting to the South Rim pretty easy. Getting to the North Rim, it's a long fucking way.
Really? Because you got to go the fuck out of your way.
You're on a 2-lane road for I think 100 miles or more.
Yeah.
It was a good.
And the South Rim is near a city or an interstate at
It's
least?
closer to something.
Yeah. I don't know. Flagstaff? I have no idea.
I don't know either.
That is truly the one part of the country. I got to go see that part of the country just to say I did it. That's probably the only part of the. I haven't been in that whole.
You know what's
swath.
cool? Have you
That
ever heard of
whole-
Shiprock? Shiprock is a big fucking rock, basically, but it's kind of like a monument.
In the Grand Canyon?
No, Shiprock's in either Arizona and New Mexico, and I don't remember which.
Okay.
And if I typed in, Shiprock is this, but it stands alone. You ever seen pictures of Monument Valley, where you're going through and there's all these like fucking buttes and shit sticking up out of the ground, red rocks. Well, Shiprock is kind of like one of those, except it's all plains around it, and then there's this huge fucking rock. And because you're in the desert and it's flat, so you got no trees, and I was riding towards Shiprock for like 5 fucking hours. It just kept getting a little bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was doing that on a Harley Davidson. That trip.
How
And it's
high
funny,
is
you know-
Shiprock when you get there? When you're standing there looking
have
at it, how
no
far is
clue.
it from your head? Is it 1,300 feet? Is it
I'm gonna look this up just for the
is it
hell of it.
800 feet? I mean, is it
Shiprock is I
2,000
just remember it being
feet.
cool. Here's another interesting thing about traveling across
Is
the
it-
country on a motorcycle.
how does it compare to the UMass Library, say? Which is a mere
it's-
300 feet high.
I think it's bigger than the UMass Library.
Is it? Which that's
the
a,
library tower.
it's an impressive building though. It's 25 stories, you know.
Shiprock is at elevation 7178.
Yeah. And what about the base of it? Is that the base of it or the top of it?
That's the top of it, but it only rises because you're in the high desert.
Yeah.
It's It's in New Mexico, by the way.
Okay.
It's 1,583 feet above the high desert.
Okay, that's cool. That's substantial. That's cool.
But it's kind of it's all by
It's like
itself.
5
you know what I mean?
UMass towers and shit.
It's eerie. It's
Yeah, yeah.
eerie.
So it's
in
literally
the Navajo Nation too.
So it's literally just no other high shit around it for a while.
Which reminds me, there's a fucking
Do you think it was put there by aliens?
no,
Oh. Or Jesus?
probably Jesus.
Okay.
Jesus put shit out there. Jesus and the apostles.
It was Jesus, man.
There's also a
Speaking
I can't remember what it is. It's like Wyoming or South Dakota. There's a fucking butte, and it's like where they filmed, or they used it as for what's the movie Spielberg made with the fucking aliens?
fucking Close Encounters of
Close
the Third
Encounters.
Kind, man.
Yeah,
I was gonna joke and say Schindler's
up
List,
by. I can't remember what it. I wrote up
Star Wars,
on
man.
top of it. I'm not, you know what I remember most about it? It's a big fucking butte sticking in the middle of nowhere with
Sure.
trees all over.
Yeah,
And you can ride up to the top of the thing. But at the ground level, when you get, and I don't know whether, I can't remember if it's a state park, national park, but you ride in, and there's fucking 5 million prairie dogs popping up out of the. You ever seen a prairie dog?
Oh no, not
Up
in
close?
person. Nope.
They're fucking
Never seen them.
cute as hell, and they just pop up out of the hole in the ground. They look like fucking.
And they're fucking replete too, right? They're not an endangered species, is what I'm saying.
Oh no, the fucking
They're
farmers hate
fucking
'em.
everywhere,
They
right?
kill 'em.
Yeah.
They hate them out there as
Hopefully,
much as they hate the.
hopefully they can
Indians.
do something with their hide or fucking make stew, something. You know what I mean?
People really hate the Indians out west.
They hate the Indians too, and prairie dogs
Fucking hate the Indians a lot.
because they're racist, or because
I don't know.
not the I'm saying the people who
they
hate
hate them.
because they're racist.
They hate them in fucking Hollywood.
Oh
They hate all the. They hate them all. They hate all these Hollywood people. I'll tell you a story. I went one of the trips.
I'm listening, Joe.
I stopped in. We always went to Cody, Wyoming, because we all liked it.
Yep, sounds like a good place.
And I went to Cody, Wyoming, and this is how you could find the year if you care.
Yep.
When they were putting wolves back into the ecosystem, and there were several guys that had cars with fucking, and this was before digital photography, so it was film, but they had fucking huge cameras. And I, went over and talked to one of these guys, and I asked him what he was doing. He's like, "Wow, we're filming. They're going to release wolves back into nature here." But he was telling me, this was a big environmental push by like the Sierra Club and shit.
Yeah.
A lot of California fucking assholes. And, you're in Cody, Wyoming, which isn't that far from Jackson Hole. So you can understand why, Jackson Hole is beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's just south of the Grand Tetons, which is
visit there for a reason.
but there's a lot of rich assholes there. Rich Hollywood fuckheads.
Because
So-
it's a nice place.
So the rich Hollywood fuckheads wanted the wolves put back, and the people that have been there forever, that have generations of ranchers and farmers are like, fucking cocksuckers. It took us 100 years to kill all these fucking wolves.
Yeah.
because they eat all our sheep and
They eat all our everything.
Yeah, they come into the fucking hen house and eat every one of them, and
They're wicked fucking hard to shoot because you got to do it at night.
so there was it was a huge ruckus, and but it was it's like, I don't want to pick out Barbara Streisand, but those types just like
Yeah, right.
They don't fucking live there.
Oh,
They just
speaking of Barbara Streisand,
Just
did you see the
some douchebag celebrity.
There's a reason why you brought her up. Did you see the thing that it connected with your head 2-3 weeks ago? She had her dog cloned.
Oh, I saw
$50,000, $50,000. Now, it's not going to be the other dog.
Didn't she have a couple of them cloned?
As far as I know, it was only one. I mean, who knows what the story is? It's an interesting enough story to, say, listen, is that $50,000? Is that $50,000 well spent? Couldn't she just give that money to, the local food pantry or whatever? Fuck that fucking dog and buy another one.
No, I would fucking have Charlie cloned.
What does cloning a dog mean, though? What does that mean?
You get the exact same dog.
Right.
Now, you don't get the...
genetically or DNA. It's a DNA thing.
Yeah, it's the identical dog.
Doesn't even necessarily mean that it will look the same.
Oh, no, it means it'll look identical.
Does it? But it won't have the same disposition necessarily.
Yeah, like we got Charlie from the pound, and Charlie doesn't like people leaving. This dog is not going to be Charlie.
Right. Yeah, right.
It's not going to have Charlie's personality. So Barbara's dog, like say, because... Now, she's married to that...
James
Brolin.
Yeah.
Like, say...
Handsome man.
He is a good-looking guy. Say James Brolin was fucking the other dog. You know what I mean? The one that they had cloned.
Right.
But now he's older. So he's not going to fuck this one. So the other dog might be a little skittish, gets a little nervous when James comes into the room. But the new dog... because now he's older and he's not fucking dogs anymore, isn't going to be like that. You know what I mean? And Barbara's like,
so what
I don't know, James. This dog seems to like you a lot more than the other one.
Is that a stem cell
I don't
thing?
know, Barbara.
Is that a stem cell thing? How do they do that?
I don't know.
That's got to be the stem cell thing.
I believe they... you know something? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think what they do is they take some sort of an egg from something, like a pig or something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a dog egg. And they fuck with the DNA and somehow get it fertilized and stick it back into the dog or pig or giraffe or whatever the hell they...
Okay.
Out
I got
comes the duplicate.
All right.
I guarantee you somebody's cloned a fucking person. It's just had...
Oh, without it being documented or journalized anyway?
Yeah, because I believe that's illegal.
Are you talking about government type shit or fucking private, like billionaire type shit or lab? It's going to be in a lab
I'm
anyway.
I'm guessing government. There's some government.
Not private.
Yeah.
But what is that going to get you cloning somebody?
I don't know. You could, clone the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, but you still
keep
got to
cloning him.
Yeah, but he's still got to work out. You know what I mean? He's still got to. You don't come out of the chute
right.
unless you're my son.
You don't come out with a fucking, with a fucking Gatling gun. You come out as a baby. You're born as a baby, and you got to be raised.
My 17-year-old the other day was walking around with his shirt off.
I know he is like
listen. He's never
stacked.
Exercised a day in his life.
I know. He's
right?
like a little fucking Superman.
And he's cut.
He's got. Little.
He doesn't have a 6-pack, Joe. He has an 8-pack.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Him.
He's like some fucking
superhero. He had an
superhero.
8-pack when he used to come over here swimming when he was 6.
Crazy, right? So yeah, there's something to genetics. We were talking about that. Not that it's from me. It's definitely clearly from his mother's
Certainly
side.
not from you.
No, fuck no. I'm not claiming
Which
that
is
at
another
all.
insinuation that Al might be...
What? An alien? So I got a couple other funny, quick things I want to touch upon.
Yes.
I don't know what you think about Ann Coulter. I think she's funny. I also think she's a wretched whore.
I don't want to hang out with Ann.
No. I think she's funny, but
Ann has some good...
Her new thing is, and this, I just thought it was funny, the way she terms things. She says that immigrants, not illegal immigrants, by the way, didn't even qualify it with the word illegal. She said immigrants are ugly rapists.
Meaning illegal immigrants?
No, yeah. Illegal immigrants are ugly rapists. Most of them.
My favorite
She
thing.
generalized to that point. You know what I mean? First of all, honey, don't be calling anybody ugly, even though I'm pretty sure a couple 10, 15 years ago I would have partied with you. Get some
she's kind of
fucking...
I don't know. How
get
old
some
do you think
fucking
she's 60? She's got to be 60.
Nah, she's 55. 57 tops. Look her up. Ann Coulter, wicked.
Well, I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah. But I fucked her, by the way. She just laid there.
After 9/11, did you break her hips? She's awful thin.
Oh, no, man. She definitely gave me VD, though. I'll tell you that right now. She's where I got it. Ann Coulter gave me fucking the clap, man.
Well, at least it wasn't AIDS.
That's not VD.
Now, you know when you hear something and it kind of just like, I would fucking never think.
She's 56. December 8, 1961.
Okay.
I was close.
All right, so she's, a little...
She's
my
a peer
age,
of you. She's your peer, man.
Well, she's doing a lot better than me. But, or at least financially. I don't think any man would be with her. But 9/11, after 9/11, there was a group of women from New Jersey that kind of traveled around as a group, and they were very they were quite liberal, and they used to, they had they had a message and some sort of a forum, both of which I've forgotten. Okay.
I hope you're not looking to me for fucking.
No,
help
I'm not. I'm just saying these were
actively
wives
listening, but...
of guys that died during 9/11.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And Ann Coulter came out and dubbed them the Jersey Girls. And she said, here's the thing. These people are fucking liberal assholes. And you can't say anything bad about them because their husbands died on 9/11.
Right.
Well, fuck that. Their opinions suck. Stop making money, because all of them wrote books and they were fucking doing speaking tours and shit like that. Stop making money off your dead fucking husbands, you scumbags. And I kind of said, I would have never thought that.
Well, she's still around, man. She said it, and people got mad.
And it was kind of true. These people seem to. I mean, she said it to the point where I think she said these people are so glad their husbands are dead because they're able to. It was pretty bad, but. They were it was getting old, You'd see them on fucking TV every day, and they'd have another opinion, and it's like, just fucking go away.
I think she's great, and I think she's funny. She's fine. She's a wretched whore, though.
She's wretched.
I mean? Yeah, but she's funny as fuck. No, she's a whore.
She can be very funny and entertaining.
She's
especially
very smart and funny. She's funny.
Quick-witted.
Yeah, very funny. Hey, the other thing I wanted to talk about.
Are we done? I gotta go
almost
eat.
done. Quickly. I just want to talk about, and I know you hate talking local, but we did it a little early, and we don't do it that much, and we haven't had a 2-hour show in a while. So, did you see that there's a Mormon temple being built on Federal Furnace Road?
No,
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah. It's been going up slowly but steadily for a while, and my wife and I, when we go to Rochester, we go that way. Her people live in Rochester.
Yeah.
So we go that way instead of the Purchase Street over 28 Middleborough way. So we go that way. Anyway, it's a Mormon temple, yeah, and it's legit. It's big. It's legit. And it just makes me think that Plymouth is really, it's just America's hometown,
fucking
man.
Mormons are coming.
It's America's hometown, man. Religious freedom. You know that whole 12 tribes thing that's in Plymouth? That's the ultimate example of religious freedom. Those are some fucking questionable motherfuckers. You know what I mean? There's some fucking questionable shit as far as how their women are treated and what's going on. And it's a commune up there right on the fucking hill on the the number one ritzy address in Plymouth is Warren Avenue. You know what I mean? This a couple streets.
Oh, in that big house there, the fucking.
But they are the ones who were doing all that renovation downtown.
It's another David Koresh thing. Maybe
it's not.
Maybe the
but
fucking
it's not
government
that.
will come down.
But what I'm saying is,
to the ground.
Plymouth, Massachusetts, where the fucking Pilgrims landed all those years ago. It really. I mean, we don't have a Buddhist temple yet, but we will. It's a growing place, you know. And I know that New York City has all these things, but it's amazing to me.
I don't know.
The religious freedom. I don't know. The religious freedom. And as you know, Joe, I do not believe in God, but I will fucking argue till I'm dead. And you know what?
Yeah, let me ask you this question.
I would almost say I'll throw myself in front of a fucking bus.
Oh, for your right to believe.
For your right to believe in what you want to believe in whatever religion you want to pursue. I have no problem with anybody's religion, except for fucking Muslims. You Islam fucking filthy fucking cock-sucking
can't really
fucking
be mean to the
filthy
Muslims,
fucking Muslims.
You know, there's a lot of good Muslims.
Other than you, I welcome everybody. You know what I mean? The Hindu thing, the Buddhist thing, the Mormons, bring it on.
Do you know I learned from a Muslim comedian?
What'd you learn?
That the reason Pakistan exists is because India had Muslims and Hindus, and they fucking hated each other.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They're ethnic Indians. Pakistanis are ethnic Indians, but they are Muslims, not Hindus.
And there's still Muslims, and I guess if you're a Muslim Indian and it's fucking voodoo if you marry a Hindu person,
it's not
versa.
Yeah, it's not going. It's worse than the Catholics and Protestants in fucking Northern Ireland.
Well, it's worse than say if you're a Orthodox Jew and you marry a Christian.
And here's why it's worse. We're talking about 1 billion people. Do you know that? Look it up. More people
hate each other.
More people live in Pakistan than the United States.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
There's a lot of
area
because fucking India's 1 point. They're right behind fucking China. I'm sure they're 1.1, 1.2.
They're over 1 billion.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pakistan's like 400 million. There's
so
more of them than us.
Two of them, and they're all Indians basically.
Yeah. Southwest Asian. Yeah, they're Southwest Asian. That's what they are.
No, they're Indians.
Yeah, they're Indian from India. Yeah. There's a lot of them, man. There's as many of them as Chinese people.
The people in the United States,
and by the way,
Indians aren't Indians,
and they're fucking obviously really into running fucking convenience stores. Why do they love convenience stores so much?
I don't know.
Those fucking ethnic Indians. They're all Indian and Pakistani. By the way, they're not fucking Muslim. Half of them are fucking Hindu. Only the Pakistanis are fucking Muslim, and they're fucking way cooler than the Hindus. By the way,
tell me what's more normal: polygamy or gay marriage
in the world?
No, just. In general.
Oh, polygamy.
Of course.
I
don't understand why polygamy is not legal.
You know what?
If you want to marry 3
I got
or 4
a whole
women
thing on,
or vice versa,
dude,
we got to end this show.
I got to think
we'll talk about polygamy.
Give me 1 second. Hold on just before we end the show, okay?
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, we're not going to go with that.
No.
Anyway,
we're gonna call this one a day. We'll talk about polygamy next time. But I was just seeing where you're at because I always thought if the Supreme Court of the United States is gonna step in and take everybody's fucking rights away and vote in gay marriage,
why not just have polygamy?
They just put polygamy in there too?
Well, it's not in there. It's just. Why not just let people do what they want? Just do what you're gonna do.
It's way more normal than gay marriage. At least it's like a man and fucking 3 women.
What
or
about
vice versa?
Holy shit! What about gay polygamous marriage? That would be fucking wacky, man.
A guy marries 4 other guys.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
That probably is more normal to you if you think about it.
Well, at least you'd go.
I mean, if you can have one boy,
you could go to.
They really have more. Even these most of them who are married have open marriages anyway, and they're just fucking multiple amounts of guys because that's all gay is about. It's about fucking instant fucking sex anytime you want. That's what fucking being gay is.
Well, at least you could find out like who had diarrhea. So You not fuck that one in the ass that night?
Oh.
Or who had some fucking corn on the cob?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, that's so bad. I'm going to hell. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, gay listeners.
All right.
All none of you.
That's about all I have the strength
Yeah,
for.
let's we'll see you next Tuesday.
Speaking of which, this Fudge Tucker Carlson. What's up, Tucker?
Oh, I call him fucker.
I like him. He's fucking funny. And the funny thing is he was the young one 20 years ago. He's older than all of us.
Remember I used to wear that stupid fucking bow tie?
I mean, yeah.
He was trying to be
Tucker, we love you.
unique.
We know you're listening, baby.
I haven't watched
And
Tucker
by the way,
ever.
Tucker, tell your friends about us when you fucking you're laughing about our show.
If Tucker will promote us,
And
I'll
Tucker-
watch Tucker every day.
Tucker, please email me
Not
at
that we- not that we
kinda
really
right
care.
at yahoo.com. Kinda right at yahoo.com.
Hey, and tell a friend.
And tell a
If
friend,
you hate
everybody.
the show, but you think some
We
racist
are
would like it,
wherever. And by the way, based on the email, everyone's telling me I got to get it up on YouTube. They think that YouTube is way easier than any podcast fucking app. And I'm like, you guys are fucking idiots. Podcast apps are where it's at. It's so easy. You know what I mean?
oh, in order to listen to it.
Yeah, people want it on YouTube. I got to
But
fucking
YouTube's
think.
fucking video.
Yeah, but no, it's still there's a lot of people. Remember how I was doing it on YouTube before?
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
lot of that on YouTube, just like that, and that's how more people want to listen to it.
Isn't
They
it
feel
isn't it a bitch to put it
it's
up
a
on?
fucking 2.5 to 3 hour process.
There's got to be an easier way.
I don't know. I got to figure it out. Maybe I can. I don't know. You know what? I got to look into it. I think if I buy something else on YouTube, I get like a creator studio where I can just mash the fucking MP3 up into there like I do with the regular SoundCloud, you know? I don't know. I got to look into it, I guess. Anyway, not to bore everybody out there, but I got another 2 minutes out of it. My name is Al. His name is Joe. We'll see you next week.
Everybody have a good week.
All right, bye.